Have you ever stood beneath a sky so vast, so breathtaking, that for a moment, you forgot everything else? Or maybe you've listened to a song that sent shivers down your spine, a melody that seemed to reach something deep and ancient within you. That feeling, that sudden, overwhelming sense of wonder, is awe. It's a universal experience, one that transcends culture, language, and time. And yet, we rarely stop to think about what awe really is or why it has such a powerful hold over us. Awe isn't just a fleeting emotion. It's one of the most profound psychological experiences humans can have. And according to science, it may be essential to our mental health, creativity, and even our survival as a species. In this video, we're diving deep into the biology, psychology, and power of awe. And by the end, you'll understand how this mysterious emotion can change the way you see the world and even the way you live your life. Let's start with what awe actually is. It's not quite joy, not exactly fear, and more than just surprise. Psychologists define awe as a complex emotion that arises when we encounter something vast, something that challenges our usual way of understanding the world. That vastness could be physical, like a mountain range or a night sky, but it could also be conceptual, like a groundbreaking idea, a work of art, or even an act of kindness so powerful that it takes your breath away. Awe stretches the limits of what we think is possible. And in that moment of expansion, our minds are forced to adjust, to grow. From an evolutionary perspective, awe may have developed as a way to help humans survive and thrive together. Early humans who felt awe in the face of nature's power, thunderstorms, oceans, towering trees, learned respect and humility toward forces greater than themselves. Awe might have kept us cautious, curious, and connected to each other. Some researchers even suggest that awe helped strengthen early communities by encouraging cooperation. When people experience awe, they often feel smaller, but in a good way. The boundaries between me and us start to blur, and that sense of shared experience makes groups more cohesive and empathetic. Biologically, awe triggers a fascinating chain reaction in the brain. Studies show that when we experience awe, the brain's default mode network, the part responsible for self-focus and internal chatter, quiets down. It's as if the noise in our heads finally goes silent. At the same time, areas linked to attention, emotion, and perception light up, allowing us to absorb the moment more fully. Researchers have even found that awe reduces levels of inflammation in the body and lowers stress hormones like cortisol. In other words, awe doesn't just change our minds, it changes our physiology. But what's truly remarkable is how awe shapes our perception of time and self. People often report that time seems to slow down during awe-inspiring moments, as though the present expands. This altered sense of time can make us feel more connected to the world and less focused on our daily worries. You might notice it when you stand at the edge of the ocean or look up at the stars. A brief but powerful reminder that you're part of something much larger. Now here's where it gets really interesting. Experiencing awe on a regular basis doesn't just make us feel good in the moment. It can actually improve long-term well-being. Research has shown that people who experience more frequent feelings of awe report greater life satisfaction, lower levels of stress, and a stronger sense of meaning. Awe seems to act like a mental reset button. It helps us zoom out, regain perspective, and see our challenges in a new light. When you're awestruck, the small frustrations and anxieties of daily life seem to fade away, replaced by a sense of clarity and purpose. Awe can also make us more creative and open-minded. Think about it. When you witness something extraordinary, your brain has to reorganize its understanding of what's possible. That process of mental expansion can lead to new ideas, insights, and problem-solving abilities. Many artists, scientists, and innovators have credited awe-filled moments, whether from nature, music, or deep reflection, as the spark behind their greatest breakthroughs. Einstein himself described his scientific curiosity as a passionate sense of awe for the mysteries of life. But here's the best part. Awe isn't something you need to chase in distant mountains or massive experiences. You can cultivate it in everyday life. Mindfulness and presence are key. When you slow down and truly notice the world around you, the pattern of light on leaves, the laughter of a child, the rhythm of your own heartbeat, you open yourself to awe. Researchers call this micro-awe, small, frequent moments of wonder that collectively transform how we feel and think. Mindfulness practices like meditation, journaling, or simply taking a few minutes each day to observe nature can strengthen your ability to experience awe. It's about paying attention, not just to the big, dramatic moments, but to the subtler, quieter forms of beauty that surround you all the time. The more you notice, the more awe finds you. And awe doesn't just make us feel better individually. It can make the world better collectively. Studies show that people who experience awe are more likely to act with generosity, kindness, and empathy. They're also more likely to volunteer, help strangers, and engage in pro-environmental behaviors. When awe shrinks our sense of self-importance, it expands our sense of belonging, reminding us that we're all part of something interconnected. In a world that often feels divided, that sense of unity is more powerful than ever. Let's look at awe as a catalyst for change. Moments of awe can shift our values, inspire us to take bold action, and help us see beyond our limitations. Think about astronauts describing the overview effect, the overwhelming awe they feel seeing Earth from space. That experience often leads to a deep desire to protect the planet and promote peace. On a smaller scale, even witnessing acts of courage or compassion can inspire similar transformation within us. So, if awe is this powerful, physically, emotionally, and socially, how can we invite more of it into our lives? Start simple. Spend time in nature, even if it's just a park near your home. Read poetry, explore art, or watch the night sky. Seek out moments that make you feel small, not insignificant, but humbled in the best way. Practice gratitude and reflection afterward to anchor those experiences in your memory. The more you practice experiencing awe, the more naturally it will occur. Over time, it becomes a habit, a way of seeing the world that adds depth, richness, and perspective to everything you do. You begin to live with a sense of reverence, where even the ordinary feels extraordinary. And here's something to reflect on. In a world driven by speed, screens, and endless noise, awe slows us down. It reconnects us to wonder. It reminds us that there's still magic, even in the familiar. That feeling you get when you look at the stars, when you hear a baby's first laugh, when you witness a powerful act of kindness. That's the language of awe. It's your brain and body reminding you that life is much bigger, much more mysterious, and infinitely more beautiful than we often remember. So the next time you catch yourself pausing, breath held, heart wide open, eyes full of wonder, stay there a little longer. That's awe speaking to you. Listen closely, because it's not just an emotion. It's a message from your deepest self, a reminder of what it truly means to be human.
If you find this video informative, please hit the like button, subscribe this channel, and feel free to share your comments.